Hey Shalloners, welcome back. Well, today is International Women's Day, so I thought, what better to discuss on such a glorious, hallowed day of celebration of female power than a relationship that I think is really super healthy, John Legend and Chrissy Teigen, because I know you guys are like liking the videos breaking down toxic and unhealthy celeb relationships, but a lot of you guys have been like, okay, well, who do you like? So today we're going to talk about that. And not just talk about why I like them, even though they're dope, but what we can learn from them. Specifically, what makes an alpha male and what makes a beta male. I'm also going to introduce you to a term called a gamma male. We'll get to that. First, I just want to remind you guys that if you have a question of your own, you want to talk privately, find me on the Instant Go app. My username is ShallonXO and click chat to get connected, and we'll talk about John, Chrissy, alpha, beta, gamma, you name it. Talk about whatever you want. Also find me on social media. My username is ShallonXO on Insta, Snap, and Twitter. All right, let's get down to it. So first, John and Chrissy. Love these two. And I really was like thinking long and hard about like, you know, a good couple to highlight. And there's a lot of couples out there that are like, they might not look problematic on the outside, or sometimes they do, but they're actually like really well functioning behind the scenes, like Miley and Liam. They look like kind of a weird, weedy mess. Evidently, they really love each other. So, okay, I don't even know what to say about that. But John and Chrissy look rock solid. And by everything I have heard as my role as a celebrity magazine editor, they are. And you know what? Even if you think that they aren't, let's look at how they act in public. And one thing I've learned about celebs is like, there's always a tell. You know what I mean? No one's as good of a liar as you think. No one really like covers it up as much as you think. If someone's in a toxic relationship, sooner or later it's going to show. And those two have been so cute and so good for so long. And I realized it is all down to John's alpha maleness. And let me be upfront about something. I do not distinguish between an alpha male and an alpha female. They are one. So when you hear me talk about these traits, apply them to females too. I consider myself an alpha. And I remember I was having a breakdown. I was like crying. I was so upset because someone had been so patronizing to me at work. My boss, who's an actual psychopath, my old boss, and not an alpha. And I was telling my boyfriend, I'm like, you know, I have to remind myself that I'm a female. Because in my mind, I'm an alpha male. I'm just as good as every man at this table. I know just as much, if not more. And then when the world treats me different, it's like, oh, it's horrible. Because I don't see myself that way. And quality people don't see me any differently either. Which brings me back to John and Chrissy. Their relationship works because he is rock solid in who he is. That ego of his, perfect. And when I say ego, I mean this in like a Freudian way. I don't mean it's like an egotistical person. I mean his sense of self and his core of confidence. He is solid. He has goals, he has ambitions, and he is so sure about who he is and where he's going. He wants that in a partner. There's a big misconception that I want to clear up right away, that an alpha male is the same as a bully. It's not. It is not. When I refer to someone as an alpha, that is a compliment. And we'll get into the difference between those. That's what this whole video is about, because a lot of betas are bullies, you know, so we're gonna go through that. So John wants someone who is as rock solid as him, because when you're a leader, the last thing you want to do, the most exhausting thing you can be around, is someone who isn't. Think about if you've like been getting ready for prom or something like that, and you were feeling good, you feel so wonderful, like or just a day, you were having a good day, you were in a good mood. And then you met up with that friend. I just feel so fat. No one likes me. And suddenly there's a black cloud comes drifting over. And you're like, okay, it's tiring. It's irritating. And it distracts you from, you know, your purpose and your goals and your vibe. And you also have to dim yourself down to pacify them, right? Who wants that? I mean, apparently some people. But a rock solid man, rock solid woman, don't. One of my friend Eliza, said one time when she was still dating around, she's like, I always date guys with big dicks. And I was like, really? It's like, how? And she's like, I like alpha males. And, you know, I go for guys with that quiet confidence, and 9 times out of 10, they're packing some heat. And I was like, huh, that's so true. When you look at guys who are the inverse of John, as we're going to detail, shrimp emoji. but we'll get into shrimp emojis later, right? So John and Chrissy work because they give each other space, not the evil eye. And, one time I think someone was like, oh, you let Chrissy do all these things. And he was like, no one lets her do anything. Certainly not me, because he's got his own thing going on. And he doesn't want to play, as I've said before, emotional parole officer for someone he's in a marriage with. How exhausting. And alpha people know that the one non-renewable resource they have is time. The second, energy. How are they going to spend that currency? Policing someone else, pacifying their weak ego, trying to build them up so that they're a real person too? Or like keeping them on this tight leash to like pacify themselves? No, those are not the actions of an achiever. I am an achiever. John is an achiever. Chrissy is an achiever. My boyfriend's an achiever. Probably should have said that in a different order. Sounds like I'm in a relationship with them and then my boyfriend's kind of like the fourth wheel. I'd be fine with that, honestly. So let's go through some other traits. I've got notes, so buckle up. All right, first and foremost, an alpha. It's like, where do we get that term? It's really important, I think, to go back to etymology, to nomenclature, and talk about the roots of words. We get a lot of insight. Obviously, the root of the term alpha male is from pack animals, wolves, dogs. We as humans are pack animals. It was clans. We formed clans. We had to survive. That's why species do that, why certain species do that. A lot of animals are pack animals. So the leader is not just a pack leader. He's going to be a pack builder, right? He is going to recruit people into this pack, not by force, not by coercion, not by running around people, no, by setting an example, by being a leader and by being magnetic. You're going to set that example that people want to follow, right? Let's think of someone who isn't very alpha-ish. Example I'm going to use throughout this is, Donald Trump. That is not an alpha male. That's a bully. Big difference. Let's break this down a little bit more. An alpha male is open-minded in all things. They want to learn. They want to know about things. And being amenable to learning means you're going to accept that maybe you don't know everything. Does that sound like Trump to you? He canceled his daily security briefings from the FBI and the CIA. He knows it all. Doesn't need to know. He knows everything about climate change. I know everything about climate change. Okay. Barack Obama didn't act like that because he was open-minded and he wanted to learn and he wanted to grow and he wanted to talk to other people who knew things because his core was so solid. He was okay to say, oh, I know a lot about A, B, and C. I don't know about D, E, and F. I want to talk to someone who does because I want to use their information to make myself better and to make my pack better, right? Pack building. Pack builders also are connectors. Hey, I love to connect my friends. I love when they form their own bonds. I love to hear that one of my friends is hanging out with one of my other friends if I'm not there or something. I love it. Great. Because I'm solid enough in who I am to know that like their love doesn't take away from the love they have for me. There's plenty of seats at the table, at every table. And this is a trait of alpha males. They know that. So they want to invite more people to that table. They want to learn from people. They want people with differing points of view because it's okay for them to be wrong. They can apologize. They can admit when they don't know something. Does that sound like Trump? No. Sorry about it. What else? Yeah, able to apologize. Another trait, alpha males don't suck up to people. People suck up to them. Leaders don't suck up. Think about the leader of a wolf pack, like a wolf. No, he is that quiet confidence. And here's where we get into the difference between an alpha and a bully. An alpha will take a fight. An alpha won't pick a fight, I'm trying to think how to phrase this. I think the thing that alpha males come down to more than anything else to me, and females, they don't just stick up for themselves, they stick up for other people. That I think is the absolute root of it. Because that means that they're all topped up ego-wise, so they're going to use their power, their influence to pack build in the macro sense. They're going to volunteer. They're going to go out and support causes, even if that cause doesn't affect them. John Legend is very vocal with female causes, gun control. That doesn't affect him. you know? But you have someone like, I don't know, Kanye West, who doesn't really think to support any causes that aren't about himself specifically. That's a beta to me, you know? I don't enjoy that. So yeah, an alpha won't pick the fight, but a bully will, because what does a bully go for? Weakness. They look for someone weaker than them because they need to feel dominant. They need to feel that dominance. So they're going to try to pick a fight with someone who they think is an easy mark, an easy win. I love the movie Love Actually because it has my favorite phrase in the whole world. Bullies respond to strength. And it is so, so true. If you've ever been bullied, I think we all have at some point. Like, it's just kind of growing up. Like, the way to combat that is to fight the fuck back. And if you do it right, you won't have to keep doing it. That bully is going to be like, all right, they're not an easy mark. Because bullying is oppression, and oppression is not pack building. You don't want people who fear you, because that's not loyalty. It isn't. You know, there's a lot of packs out there, and people can run with a lot of different ones. You want people who love you and respect you and want to emulate you. Like, if you watch The Office, Dwight was a beta male to me. And because he was a bully, he bullied other people. I also think Jim was kind of a beta male. He didn't stand up for other people. He didn't, well, I guess he kind of bullied Dwight, but like he also didn't stand up for people. Remember when Roy came in with like the mace or whatever he came in with, and, or no, he came in trying to punch him, and Jim like dodged, like he didn't try to fight him back. He was just like, oh, someone else can get hit. I've never liked Jim. The alpha in The Office, Oscar. Fight me on it, but it was Oscar. Because he was the one who'd be like, Michael, you're being inappropriate. Michael, we're not doing that. You need to go back in your office. That's a leader. That's an example setter. That's someone who stands up for other people, right? What else we got? Oh, an alpha male is going to take responsibility for himself. And if you guys watch the Fyre Fest documentaries, you'll probably notice that a lot of the traits, and I did a video on how to spot a psychopath based on traits from Fyre. A lot of the traits overlap with a beta and a psychopath. They lie. They don't take responsibility. They've always got some little toady. They're sucking up to someone. Billy McFarland, who did Fyre Festival, the pictures like he posted just sucking up to these people, to Ja Rule, to all the models. Like he looked like a little chihuahua up on his hind legs, like trying to play with the big dogs. And even though he was a big dude, it's like there was just something in his eyes that was so like gross and pathetic and like non-respectable. I just couldn't look at him and take that dude seriously. You know? It was pathetic. So many. Oh, here's another thing. They don't handle change well, beta males. Alpha males roll with the punches because they're solid enough in their knowledge about something to be like, if I don't know how to do this and tackle this change, I can figure it out, or I can recruit people who do know. And I'm open-minded to doing that. Like a big bombastic bully, a Donald Trump, will be like, I know how to do that. We're doing this. How well does that man handle change? How well does that man handle no? Very poorly. But I want to get to, since it is International Women's Day, the overall trait I want you guys to look for in your own life, because this is how you're going to identify guys who are beta males, especially in this day and age. They hate women. You're not going to find an alpha male who hates women. You just aren't. They might have a lot of other traits, you know. That is the line in the sand. Why? Everything about hating a woman checks off those boxes of a beta male. You're not a pack builder. Because you know what? Oh, what does a pack need? What does every clan need? Females, you idiot. Females. These guys who hate women, okay, what clan are you trying to build? Like a big homo wolf pack? You guys just sit around and jerk each other off and cry? I don't know. Like, what's the end goal here, guys? And I cannot wait to see the comments on this video. I did a video on why I don't like Bumble because it's for fuckboys, and I'm a feminist, and I believe that, no, a man can text me first. I don't think that's asking too much. The comments I got on there, one person said, I hope you get raped by a Muslim. What does that even mean, first of all? Like, the level of hate was like out of control. And those were all beta males. These were all beta males. Because an alpha male would want a woman to feel like she had personal power. He would like that because an alpha male is looking for a partner, not a little slave, not a hostage, not someone who is so weak that she will look up to him because only a weak person could. You know, John Legend knows that a strong woman is going to stand beside him. He doesn't want someone weak. Barack Obama doesn't either. And neither of these guys only started being nice to women when they met their spouses. No. Barack wasn't there on Inauguration Day being like, oh, wait, should I be nice to Michelle now? He respected and worshiped her from the jump. Same with John and Chrissy, or they never would have gotten that far. So that's what I want you to realize also. Like, yes, people grow for sure and they learn, but this beta male woman hating thing, that doesn't change when a guy like meets the one. And hating women is not the same as being a fuckboy. There's certainly a lot of overlap potentially, but don't look at it necessarily as the same. But also don't give a fuckboy the benefit of the doubt and be like, oh, like he does love women. He just might not love you, baby girl. What's the difference? You know? Damage is damage. So if a guy is on here, I want you guys to like pay attention to the comment section on this video. And when you see guys like, fuck you, someone who's calling me old, I love to hear that. Like I'm hotter than any girl you've ever touched if you're leaving that comment, guarantee. Or like, oh, this is why you don't have a man. I love it when people hand me that insult because it just shows their ass at how lame they are, that's the worst thing they can say because that's the worst thing that could happen to them. Not the worst thing that could happen to me, sweetheart. I have goals beyond like a man in my house, which I do have a man. And I don't talk about him that much because I don't need to. That's not what my identity is based on. Sorry yours is. Sorry you're lame. Sucks to suck. So when you see comments like this, here's where the shrimp emoji comes in. I would love if you would comment back a shrimp emoji. I'll leave it up to you whether or not it's the raw cocktail shrimp emoji. I kind of like that one because it reminds me of like a child's penis. You know, it's like so much more insulting. It's like this naked, like weird thing. Or if you want to do the breaded one. The breaded one seems smaller. Like you would bread your tiny baby shrimp penis to make it look bigger and would have the inverse effect. Do you know what I mean? So feel free to comment that. Let's just spam these people back with shrimp emojis. Why not? Because like I said, alphas don't pick a fight, but they'll take a fight. And if you guys have ever read the comment section where people have come for me, sometimes I come right back. And a lot of times I do that with people who are saying things that are detrimental for you guys to read. You know, I don't want that school of thought out there. And so I will say something like, your brain sounds as small as your penis. And I can because it's my channel. But like, I don't just put that out there. I don't just like find people and say that to them. All right. So yeah, we've gone through a lot of things. There's a lot to absorb. And like, certainly we could keep talking about this. So if you guys want a follow-up video on this, let me know. I feel like we've just scratched the surface, but this is a really good place to start. And if you're having trouble telling like, well, how do I know? Like, how can I differentiate this in my real life? I saw a meme that was like, the best way to get over a crush is to simply listen to a guy when he's talking. The accuracy. If you give someone enough rope, they'll hang themselves, especially a douchebag. So if you like, just get a guy talking. Talk about International Women's Day. Talk about this video and see what he has to say. Because a quality man is going to love that you're getting empowered. He's going to love that you know your worth, because a woman who knows her worth is going to be a good partner to him. She's going to have advice to give. She's going to be like happy for his achievement. She's not going to take it personally. She's going to be better in bed because she's going to be like, look at how sexy I look on top of you. You know, maybe not quite that. It's an uphill battle, girls. We know. But like all the way around, a quality guy is going to want a quality alpha female. And if you're watching this video, you are probably an alpha female. And if you disagree, shrimp emoji. Shrimp gang. Here we go. For more, click like and subscribe, and find me on social media at ShallonXO, at Insta, Snap, and Twitter. And like I said, if you have a love question of your own, want to chit chat privately about shrimp emojis, find me on the Instant Go app at ShallonXO.